Hello, my name is David McKee. I'm the child psychologist in THPT, and I have the privilege, together with 5 colleagues, of working across all of our 9, soon to be 12 schools, working with children and their families around issues of well-being and mental health. This is the first video in lockdown 3, and we're obviously following government guidelines of doing most of our education online, and therefore when we moved to that new model again, we've decided on a weekly basis to do some videos in the hope that we can provide some help to you as I think we all struggle with this third lockdown. I don't know about you, but this one just feels a bit heavier. It just feels a bit different from back 9-10 months ago, and it's our hope simply to provide some resources via this YouTube channel into your homes that will either help you as individuals, will help you as parents, or indirectly then will help your children. Over the last few months, then things have changed dramatically, and therefore I'd almost anticipate that that's going to have an effect on you or your children or both. I live in this home with a wife and 2 adult children, and yeah, we get on top of each other. Sometimes we feel we're a bit short and snappier, but I think that's all just part of what we'd expect to be normal under the circumstances that we're living. But what we want to do with this video is each week just take a different topic and consider it in light of what's going on in the world that we're currently living in. We all have emotions. Over Christmas, that may have brought some sense of joy and happiness, but when we watch our televisions, we sense maybe anxiety, some worry because of what we're seeing daily on our TVs. Maybe like myself, you've felt a bit snappier. Maybe you've got concerns even about anger, or concerns about low mood. So we're all emotional. We all have emotions. Some of them are appropriate because of what we're facing, but I would suggest some are not appropriate and may even kind of almost paralyze our life. Sometimes we can pass those emotions, good and bad, onto our children. So that's one thing we might want to look at. It's been well written for many years that our physical health will affect our mental health. And so we may do a video just reminding us around good sleep, good diet, good exercise, because all of those together really help the way that we just think and the way we feel. Some of you may be struggling explaining what's going on to your children. That could be an area of conversation that we have with you. Some of you are currently feeling a sense of grief or bereavement. Maybe you've lost a loved one to corona. Maybe you've lost a friend because you can't physically see them. Maybe you've lost your job and there's that sense of grief and sense of loss. And these are all real feelings, and we all handle them in different ways. But again, if there's sufficient need, we could look at a subject like that in terms of how do we cope, and what do we do that's good for us. There are many of us juggling lots of things. Some of us are having to work at home while raising children, small children, and some of us now suddenly find ourselves working at home, teaching our children at home, as well as being a spouse, a parent, and all of that added on top of each other can really feel quite overwhelming. And again, that's another subject that we would happily share some thoughts with in hopefully giving you some top tips. Some of us, and I've spoken to parents over many years, some of us struggle in moderating the amount of gaming that our children do. And actually in lockdown 1, that's not just children. And that may cause tension in your home, and it may cause difficult conversations, and you just really don't know what to do and how to handle it. And that's something else that we could consider. Lastly, and this is one that I'm quite passionate about myself, is actually it's the way we think. For many of us, the way we think, whether those thoughts are helpful or unhelpful, affect what we do and how we feel. And therefore, for many of us that are struggling with things around mental health, then that could be caused by the way we're thinking. And again, we could do a video just to try and help us almost catch some of those unhelpful thoughts and be aware of them and more conscious of them, and try and learn ways to stop ourselves feeding those thoughts that would then often make things more and more difficult. So what we're hoping to do, there's going to be a weekly letter coming your way, and attached in that letter is going to be a link to this week's video. But here's my challenge, and here's where we need your help. This letter is going to go around to probably about 10,000 homes each week, and it would be probably almost impossible for us to then figure out what's going to make the most impact. So there's a number on the screen below, and it's going to be on the end of the video as well, for you to then text in your ideas as to what subjects you would want us to consider. It's just a text number. You can't call. Please don't use that number for any other purposes. It's simply for our YouTube channel. So if you've got specific areas of concern or worry that you'd want us to address, then just pop it on a text and send it to us. And then each week, as we think about next week's video, we'll try and work out, well, what are people saying and what are people asking for? So that's it for today. All we're hoping is just to use this technology as a way to help you. That's simply what we're trying to do. And with your help, we might be able to provide something into your home to help you, you as a parent, or help your children. And it's my hope, as these weeks unfold, that there's just something that you can pick up from these videos that will help you. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can then see other videos that we've posted. And I really hope over the next few weeks you'll tune in and just hopefully learn something that will help. So thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.